the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Franklin Township is made by posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, posted on the township website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspapers, indicating that this meeting would take place in person at 7 p.m. on March 2nd, 2026. Okay.
Do we have a fund yet?
Actually, I wrote it down somewhere, but we'll do it this way. You ready?
I'm ready, yeah.
Ted Chase? Here. Walter? Here. Arnold?
Here.
Present.
Stan?
Present.
Maria? Here.
She's gonna be late.
And Easy.
He's supposed to be here.
Yeah, sure. That's everybody at this point. You're only 8 of us. So, okay, very quick environmental commission chat. I think I mentioned these last time, but the B9 warehouse saga still continues. Both the township and the Seaway group from Canal Walk have filed appeals of Judge Menon's decision, and the appeals are sometime in the spring, maybe. The appeal court will make a decision. So that one is still going on.
Okay.
There also was a proposal, there is a proposal to build a mosque on South Middlebush. That original proposal was to make it a Hindu temple, but they sold the land to this group for a mosque. And the original application said that they would only be open on Friday nights, and that's what it said. But the website and all the other things saying, no, they're going to be open every day, 3 days, 3-4 times a day, and be a lot more cars and a lot more water usage. And so the town is now trying to figure out what it is they're really going to do, and whether that means it's right next to Snyder Farm, and Snyder has objected because of water runoff that could affect him. So that one is in limbo. And, I don't know when it'll.
They really put in their application to be open once a week?
Yes, that was the original application, just Fridays, which is their Saturday.
Fridays are made, but I'm surprised that they even did that.
I don't know. We don't know. They originally followed, they're working off the plan that the Hindu group had filed. And maybe they just copied it from that, but that's not what Muslims do. We don't know that, you know. In our temple, we have a Muslim group that comes Friday afternoons, you know, and we share.
Oh, that's nice, sure.
So we know when they're there and everything. Anyway, so that's mainly what I have just as an update. Next would be the approval of the minutes.
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any changes or modifications? No? Ed?
Did you get your changes in, Tara?
What were my changes? A while.
Yeah, I think the last thing I remember is that you wanted it stated specifically that you would invite landscapers to the next meeting.
Right. Thank you for remembering what I was supposed to remember. Yes. Yeah, there was somewhere in here where it said something about that I was going to invite the landscapers.
And you did.
Right, but it didn't specifically say that in here, I guess. Send a draft to landscapers and invite, it does say that. He will send a draft and invite them to comment. So it does say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
I was prepared to move a rearrangement of the agenda to put the landscapers on first, but I don't see
Not here
any.
tonight. I spoke to 2 landscapers today. I contacted all of them earlier today, either by text, email, or phone. Two of them called me back later today saying that they were coming, and a couple of others said that they were coming also earlier. So I don't know. I would say yes if we could put this off for a little bit later in the meeting.
Sure, we'll see what happens.
I expect them to be here. I'd like to hear their comment.
Well,
We'll move ahead.
Go ahead and
We'll do stuff, and then when they get here, we can put it, we'll
Is
just.
there a meeting going on over the other side?
Yeah, there's a fire district meeting and there's a police meeting.
I'm just gonna take a walk over there and see if anybody's over there.
In the meantime, we'll have a motion to open the floor to public comment.
So moved.
David.
David, did you want to make any comments to? No? No? You're fine.
Nice, it's getting warmer, that's my comment.
Yeah. Yeah, you noticed?
Okay. Well, then we'll, motion to close for.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I haven't been able to get to the mailbox because there's no key. When I go if I come to them today, the office will come and open the mailbox and see if we're gonna.
I doubt there's anything in the
Sure,
mailbox, because they would
yes.
most likely put it in mine if it
Yeah.
was,
Oh,
and I don't have
good.
anything,
Okay.
and, yeah, no correspondence.
No correspondence. Site plans. I gather we got 5 site plans.
Yes.
I have one.
You want to have a seat over here? Guess who I found?
Landscapers,
They were
okay.
hiding out on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quick change. We'll do the landscapers.
Move to reorder the agenda to put the landscapers on now, since we have a number of site plans. to
Perfect.
consider.
I'll second. All in favor?
Said.
You're on.
All right, so you want,
Why don't you-
back on it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I'm Arnie Schmidt. I spoke to some of you or your representatives. I'm just gonna read you something here and then allow you guys to have your say in this, okay? As you may already know, we are an advisory committee to the Township Council. Our members are appointed by the council. We have prepared wording for an ordinance, which I sent to most of you or your representatives, and if approved by the council, would place a partial ban during specified times of the year and specified times of days on gasoline or fossil fuel leaf blowers. It's our intention in the near future to send this to the Township Council in some format, which is why we invited you here. We want to give you the opportunity to provide input for us to consider and decide whether we should amend some of our wording. Once the council receives our final product, it will be up to them to decide whether to move forward with this or not. If they decide to move forward with this, they would put it on their agenda to introduce to the public at a council meeting, and at some time in the process, you would have the opportunity during a council meeting public session to voice your opinions and concerns. So we're looking for your insight into wording that you might want to change in this. But that said, you're welcome to use your allotted time to also tell us about your concerns that you have, but that's not something that's going to make us change our wording. We truly, whether it has to do with the times that we've said that it would be allowed or not allowed, dates that it would be allowed, not
Do you
allowed.
have those times and days, or you don't have those yet?
Well, we
or-
sent that to you, but I can,
I'm sorry.
I don't get it, I didn't get
We
it.
didn't get any of that.
I sent it to some of your representatives.
I have it on the screen, if that
Okay.
helps, yep.
Yeah. By the way, did you get the updated one that I sent you today?
What time did you
It
send?
it didn't change the times or anything.
Oh, okay. I can pull it up, should I pull that one up
No,
instead?
that's okay, you don't have to, you can
Just,
That's it.
I can read it off here, or Paul has copies of it, that's great.
Look, you're the best.
give them a few minutes.
Sure.
I just, why? I ask why?
Well, over the years, this is something that we've thought about for several years. Main reason that people complain about the noise. That's the bigger reason. But there's also the air pollution reason. And if you read in the beginning of what Paul just gave you, it gives you reasons for why we're doing this for noise and for air. So if you want to take a look at that part of it also. We have justifications of prohibition for noise and for air. So it's just a matter of time before this happened, and as I'm sure you know, there are towns that have done this before us.
That's a question.
No.
So I'm reading here where you have pollen and things blowing in. What's the difference if a gas one's doing it or an electric one's doing it?
The difference is, as you know, and I'm guessing one of the reasons that you guys, I'm making an assumption that you guys are against this, something like this.
Not totally.
Yeah, the gas-powered ones are much more powerful than the electric ones, the battery-operated ones.
Yeah.
And therefore, they will pick up what's on the ground, the debris, the material that's on the ground, easier, picking up more of it than the electric ones, and blow it farther.
So, just quickly, thinking about concerns on our part would obviously be the additional expense to purchase, additional cost of the electric to charge the batteries, extra storage in the trailers that obviously are limited right now, extra payroll that it's going to take because the jobs are going to go slower because, more power, faster time, additional payroll. So the jobs are going to go slower, so just quickly in the first couple minutes of sitting here, the concerns, just right off the get-go that I would have, for that. And obviously a lot of those expenses are just going to get, unfortunately, passed on to homeowners and associations or whoever it's going to be. You're not going to charge them for the $700 leaf blower that you're going to have to buy now, but, that's, and we have, so we have 4 landscape crews, with 3 to 4 people in each crew, and there's 4 to 5 backpack blowers in each trailer. 1 for each guy, and then 1 for a backup if something breaks. So, I mean, that's a huge expense.
So if I could just say 2 things here first. If you don't mind, if you're speaking, could you give your name
Yeah.
to
So my name is Will. I'm with Spooky Brook Landscaping.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we drive past.
Yeah. So,
let's get everybody's names
And
before.
I'm Art from AW Contracting.
Yeah, I put a sign-up sheet up here too, this way, if you don't mind signing.
yeah, we signed that.
On your way out, if you don't mind, you don't,
We have no idea what that means.
they don't do it now, on their way out is fine, they can do it on the way out, just sign just for the minutes, but you can go ahead with your name too.
So-
Amy Wilma. Awesome, thank you.
The other thing that I talked about in the email that I sent, plus a little bit what I just said in my opening comments here, is that we're looking for, if you had looked at what we sent you or gave you tonight, wording that you thought might be helpful if this was passed, that's what we're looking for from you. We know that this is not something that you're looking forward to. We understand that because of the cost, everything that you just said. We understand that, we empathize with you. Understood. That type, what you're talking about there is when we send this to the council as advisors, and if the council decides to say, yes, we want to introduce this, and it'll be on their agenda, they'll want to introduce it during one of their meetings, their scheduled meetings, and when they introduce it, there'll be time for you in public session to make your points to the council about everything that you just talked about, as to why this is bad for business, why, all the things that it's going to cost you, and you're going to pass that cost on to your people that you're working for.
Can I just say something about
Absolutely.
council procedure?
Yes.
Because when they officially introduce it, there is not a hearing at that.
Second hearing.
You could speak up in public session before they get to the introduction. When they bring it up for final passage, they have a hearing at which you can address the ordinance directly.
So just for my knowledge.
Ted used to be a council member.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so let's just say it gets to that point and the landscapers show up and say their piece. If it goes or doesn't go, or however that goes. But that doesn't mean it's a done deal, right? You guys can bring it up a year later, and then when there's not as much notice, or, people are kind of past it, and then next thing you know, a year later it goes through. So is this something that's gonna have to be fought from here on out on our end, if that's the case?
Well,
Or how does that work?
First of all, it might not have to be fought at all.
Okay.
The council looks at it and says, no, we don't want to do this.
Okay, okay.
That's a possibility.
Okay.
We don't know where this is
Okay.
going.
The other thing I'd like to also mention too is, first of all, the batterized stuff that commercial people work, and I do residential all day long. The batteries don't last all day. So now you're talking about either putting a generator in the truck, which will be running to recharge the batteries, or you're gonna put a system in your truck to charge the batteries for the equipment, which you're gonna have your truck running. So there, it's not beneficial to anybody either to sit there and have your truck running, because go buy the batteries, you're not gonna buy 5 batteries for one day. I mean, it's just, the cost is so inefficient. My other suggestion is, why not more of a time limit? So I see where you speak about people here, with the time, with the rest. Nobody needs to be running a backpack blower at 9 o'clock at night. I'm totally with you on that, okay? Just like when a job starts, a township job. You can't start a township job, construction job till 7 o'clock or 7, whatever your time is. They have a time you can start. You're not starting a backpack blower up till 7:30, 8 o'clock. But that backpack blower's got to do. You don't want to run it on Sundays? The Tom, Dick, and Harry guys that are out there on Sunday trying to make an extra buck. Sorry, bud, go buy an electric one, because people don't want to listen to that blower running on Sunday. You know what I mean?
That's the kind of
These are things that we have to be, for us, that's what I'm saying.
This is the kind of information that could be helpful for us as far as
Right.
the days of the week, the times of day.
Right.
Those are the types of things that we could change, that we would consider changing in the ordinance, as far as having to, on your truck, you have generators and stuff like that, and, it's not gonna work because of this, that. Those are the things that you would bring up to the council. That's not gonna impact how we do our wording here. So these are all good points, but some of them are for us, and some of them would be for them.
Well, that's why I'm saying to work with everybody, okay? So most people are at work, they come home at work at 5 o'clock, they don't want the dust blowing in their faces, they get out of their car, whatever, at 6 o'clock, whatever, you know what I mean? They're sitting down to eat dinner at 6 and 7 o'clock, they don't want to hear a backpack blower running. So, hey, look, you can only run these things in residential areas for X amount of time, you know what I mean? But, again, it's efficiency, but it's also being economical and environmental and all that. You have your other disadvantages of trying to keep these batterized things going by not helping the environment, is what I'm saying.
My other question would there be maybe areas in the town that the gas ones can be used and the electric ones can be used? So if we're working over off of Cottontail and Davidson Avenue, when there's really no residential houses around, and it's just an industrial park, obviously in that particular setting, and no one really, they're at work. They're not in their backyard and at home. It might be an option as well.
That was something that I had originally thought about when I was putting this first draft together.
Yeah.
It's something that we might want to revisit, as far as if you're, and I'm just throwing this out here, if you're 500 feet or 1,000 feet away from residential areas or something like that, there might be exemptions. I don't know, something that we would have to address and discuss.
It could say, for instance, that the ordinance would only apply in residential zones.
As long as, I agree, that's a possibility, but residential zone that is right next to, because of zoning, a commercial or an industrial property, that could be a problem. So it would have to be a situation, in my mind, it'd have to be a situation X amount of feet away from a residential zone.
Right, like the SHI building, 300 Davidson Avenue, and obviously they have those two buildings right there, but they have houses right on the backside of their property.
Right.
Kind of what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have B9 in the business zone, but across the street is Canal Wharf.
Right.
But all of P1 is zoned residential. You got Amazon and all of those.
Yeah.
Doing commercial, you mean?
All commercial.
Yeah.
Nissan's, North American headquarters.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
So that's, and, in the senior citizen zones, the four of us, the HOAs also have hours. I don't know, you've worked there already.
Yeah, and we can't start anything before 8 o'clock there.
Right.
Yes.
I live in an HOA.
Yeah. The other thing too is the amount of time that the backpack blowers are running compared to the weed whackers and lawnmowers. You know, they could be running at the same time, so, you know, it's not as if, you know, you're cutting down much of the noise per se and the stuff blowing around because, you know, you're trying to be as efficient as possible. You're gonna have one guy on a lawnmower, one guy on a weed whacker, and one guy right behind him, you know, with the backpack blower, you know, kind of cleaning up behind them. So it's not like everybody's cutting, weed whacking, and then there's 3 blowers going. So the noise and dust are still going to be kind of moving around at the same time because you're going to have the lawnmower and the weed whacker possibly going at that time as well.
Did I speak to you earlier today about lawnmowers? I spoke to one of you guys today. Somebody called me and brought up lawnmowers. I don't know if it was you.
No, not us, no.
And when they brought up lawnmowers, I said, well, would you like us to, you know, include in the ordinance lawnmowers?
Yeah.
And we're not going there now.
Right. No, what I'm
But,
just.
but as far as the noise is concerned for
Yeah.
that, in Franklin Township, our noise ordinance does not include decibels.
Okay.
So, you know, when you piggyback the leaf blowers and the lawn mowers and everything else on back of each other, where it's going to increase the sound levels.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of that, well, it's over 65 decibels on the next property line. That's not where it comes in. So we're not even considering decibels as far as I'm concerned.
Can I just say, I mean, I used to work in health and safety at Rutgers, not the most popular department, dealing with facilities maintenance and whatever, and we had to enforce OSHA regulations. And I just want to bring to you that the times are changing. You know, we are becoming more technological. We use fossil fuels. We're migrating from that. We're concerned about air quality, noise. It's like I'm sensitive to noise in my condo association. I don't want him weed whacking outside my window at 7:30. I'm retired. But I developed my own context around change. And I go, sure, I like change as long as I initiate it. You get it? Because what power do we have in this life? You think when you grow up, you're going to be able to, make decisions and whatever. No, everybody else around us is making decisions for us. We have to adapt. And we're in the technological age. We have to adapt. We have to look at different fuel sources. And yeah, I do think we should have decibel levels because we used them at Rutgers. 90 decibels was action level according to federal OSHA. And I don't know, smaller businesses, I think you can be exempt under OSHA. If you have
90 decibels has nothing to do with residents. That has to do with workers. So we're not dealing with.
OSHA also deals with at home. My
And we don't, and the noise ordinance in Franklin Township does not use decibels.
Yeah, no, I know, and I think that could be amended, but,
They just changed it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't use
Okay,
decibels.
well, that was before my time. Anyway,
Within the last year.
okay, so it's like times are changing, when we all have to adapt. I mean, I could be very flip and go, let's go back to rakes. I'm old enough, I'm a boomer, we used to rake the lawn. You know, I've done, oh God, the push mowers. You know, we're so mechanized, fuel powered. We're looking to the future. And I care about the environment. I care about the planet. We're one big biological ecosystem. And what we're doing to it scares me. And I want us to all work together. It's hard for you to make these changes, but we have to look to the future. And, you know, change is inevitable. And, you know, and I've been on this commission for a short time, comparatively, and they're very intelligent and I think amenable to talk things over. So we can probably work something out, but change is coming. Okay, I'm done.
Change is coming if the council accepts what we're putting forward. There's nothing saying that this is going to happen. This is just an idea that's come to us based on people in town and outside the town that you hear it all over. People don't want to hear the leaf blowers because they make the loud noises. They penetrate the high-pitched noise that penetrates the walls of their homes. I'm sure you've heard these things before. So that's where we are. I see we have somebody new here. Are you?
Yes, how you doing? My name is Bruce Yeager. I'm owner of Yeager Lawn Maintenance, a legally run business in this town, pushing almost 30 years. I just keep it, you know, very straightforward. I just don't think it's very practical. And the fact that we're talking about, you know, emissions and fumes and dust and people's health and safety, we're going to be mixing, you know, battery-operated batteries with electric, with mowers and gasoline. And if we're going to be talking about people's safety and health and the environment, you know, electric with batteries and gasoline doesn't mix, right? So when we have fires and people's health and a battery explodes, and there's a lot more other issues I think that need to be looked into.
Mr. Yeager? Arnie Schmidt, you and I spoke earlier.
Yes, sir, and I thank you for updating me and keeping me involved in this. I do appreciate it.
Right.
As I wanted you all here, we don't want to spring anything, that's why you're all here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And to tell you the truth, it was actually a council member who came to me and said, why don't you invite some landscapers to your meeting so that they can provide input to what we are doing. But again, to address what you're saying and what we spoke about earlier today, what we're looking for tonight is you're looking at what we've written, providing us input as to what you believe might be helpful in what we're looking at writing that might be helpful to you. We have had one comment that was in an original draft of mine that we will look at about, what was it, about the zoning, about possibly if it's being done on a large commercial or industrial property that's, and I'm just throwing a number out there, 500 feet away from a residential area, then there might be different ways of writing the ordinance for that, because it's not going to be impacting people elsewhere. So, I mean, that's something that we could consider. So that's the type of thing that we're looking for that could help us change some of the wording in what we have done. When it comes to the time to talk about what you said, how it's, and others have said, where this is not good for business and it's going to cost you a lot more money and all of the things that go along with that, that's when you talk about that. When and if, when the council gets this and they decide, if they decide to bring this forward as they want to adopt this as an ordinance, when there's a time for you to be able to speak in front of the council, that's when you would give them your reasons why this is not a good idea.
I don't stand much in
If you are done.
No, please.
Well, my name is Stan Yarich, and I'm also a member here, and I'm also sitting on the New Jersey Electric Vehicle Association. And I also want to thank you for coming here. I understand that you're concerned that you feel like somebody's pushing you to do something. Take it as a first listening session. And I want to assure you that we are looking into it in a broader context. There are jurisdictions within New Jersey and outside in our nation where much stricter ordinances have been applied. We are just proposing here to start with eliminating certain time frame when gas powered equipment cannot be used. But if you have time, I invite you to visit quietprinceton.com. This is Princeton is always ahead. They had lots of listening sessions. They listened to people like yourself. They had educational session, and they showed how it's possible to switch to electric. To which extent, I don't know, I'm not landscaper, but I know some of them, let me finish it. Some of them I know, and they switched, and they are saving money. So what it implies that there is some information that is missing here, and that you are maybe confused by some information out there that electric doesn't make sense. So we will make sure that the information will get to you, because we don't want to push you into something that you don't like, yes?
And as far as Princeton goes, I figured that was gonna come up. There must be something in that ordinance, because I've run my truck through there and worked for developers, okay? And I hear backpack blowers going during the day, so there must be areas where they're not where they're using them and not using them. But I can hear the backpack blowers running. I mean, so I don't know what, I know that they started that a few years back, did they? It's a couple years old. But
it could be a matter of the time of year, whether it's in this ordinance that we've put together, during spring cleanup and fall cleanup, it's about approximately 2 hours, 2 months in the spring and 2 months in the fall, not exactly, but approximately, where you would be allowed to use them. Because we understand that's the time where you really need the extra power for those cleanups. So it's possible that's when you hear them.
There's actually equipment that is quite powerful, even if it's electric. It's not true that electric is weak. You know, that it used to be. Batteries are much more advanced, and they are getting cheaper and cheaper. You know, what you hear today is the equipment that was manufactured 2 or 3 years ago. Today it's much better, it's becoming cheaper, and you can also have a trailer with solar cells on top and just have it recharge from sun directly. You know.
This being said, for legal run companies, like I can see if you're talking people that do a couple lawns. We're talking a couple hundred lawns, multiple industrial and commercial complexes. And that's why I say it's not practical. So, and is there any grants that would be offered to us to, you know, for chargers and batteries and to do this? You know, it's great that
The Department of Environmental Protection has some grants for electric equipment. I'm not sure whether it's applicable for landscaping equipment, but they have for medium heavy duty definitely.
it's going to affect us, right? So
At
if
this
we
point,
promote this-
At this point, there is not something from the township. However, again, it hasn't gotten to the point where the township is even considering this yet. So whether they would take that into consideration, don't know. I would hedge my bets on that, but, you know, we're far away from that point. But it's a good point.
I know that Princeton agreed to pay 20% of the cost of new electrical equipment. I saw a notice about this.
to every landscaper?
Every landscaper working in Princeton. I guess.
Every legal landscape.
Well, you just cut that in half, and Frank.
We're going to have inspectors that are going to go out and enforce this, because that's another thing.
Well,
It's a whole other topic.
I understand you guys brought that up to me in some of our conversations. There's a lot of landscapers that aren't legal, they don't have licenses and
Well,
things like that.
you just
So,
make 'em
but my point.
Commercial tags and not commercial tags.
My point is that if it comes to a point where they are able to get some kind of funding, I would imagine to do that, you would have to provide your license to show that you have a license to do it, and a license to do it in Franklin Township. I'm not sure how that works, if you just need a license for the state, county, or municipality, I'm not sure how that works. But if I'm in that situation before I hand out a grant to you for X amount of dollars, I'm saying, show me your license that you're legally allowed to do this kind of work. Without that, on the application, without that, you're not getting the funding.
The other unknown, with the batteries getting better and, just everything changing, and is on our end would be the unknown is the repair costs. Because all the repair facilities that we deal with at this point, obviously deal with combustion engines and gas powered engines, so what it would cost to, one, go, like a Tesla or an electric car, you're not taking it to Resta's gas station over here to get it repaired or Getty down here or anything like that. You're taking it to the dealer, so now the extra time, effort, and cost is going to be to then repair this type of things, is an unknown because their hourly rate is.
It is unknown to you. Right. This is one of those things that we want to bring to your attention. The electric motor will last much longer than internal combustion engine. The maintenance is so much smaller. And again, if the battery is wrong battery years ago, then yes, you need to replace it. But modern batteries are much more advanced. And the more you cycle them, the better. Excuse me. So these are the batteries that if you pick the right equipment, you can use them in summer for landscaping, in winter for snow removal. So that way those batteries will last. It's like, when you have a lead acid battery, this is really the worst example to compare, because with lead acid batteries, they have short lifespan. If you discharge them, they lose capacity, and they are very heavy. The energy density, the power density is much worse. So, in electric car, every electric car has the lead acid starter battery, okay? That needs to be replaced every 3 to 5 years. But the lithium-ion battery that is at the bottom of the vehicle, I have seen cases that electric vehicle was crushed, totaled. They took the battery from the bottom and they put it into another electric vehicle, the vehicle that is still on the road, So the fire safety is overblown. That they make you believe that every lithium-ion battery will burst into flames. I'm citing, right? And the longevity is also much better. And unfortunately, China beat us in that technology, but it just shows that what is possible. Yes.
My concern is not so much the battery, it's just mixing. We have employees, right, that you're mixing chargers with electricity to charge the batteries with gas cans, right, in enclosed trailers.
No, you would not be charging your battery with that's another misconception. The best way to charge the battery is when you have solar on the roof of the trailer.
It's not practical.
Yeah, you are.
It's not really being practical, but okay.
Even solar panels are very cheap.
It's not being practical. But
you are entitled for opinion. That's okay.
Even if you're charging off the
I can tell you what, I can see a lot of more fires and stuff affecting the environment when these guys are trying to plug in the chargers because we don't have solar on the trailer and build this wall and there's gas cans spilling around. I've had enclosed trailers light up on fire on Easton Avenue within my 26 years of legitimate business. And you're going to start giving these guys batteries and plugging them in and chargers and extension cords running across my property?
I think we've gotten far into the weeds of the very minor details of where this could go.
Practicality.
Yeah. So, we have to take it one step
Some
at a time.
landscapers, they use an electric truck, and that has a huge battery. You can charge your small battery from the truck.
What do they cost? Electric truck?
Now,
Yeah.
they're on sale. But you,
We don't get paid enough as legal companies because the government doesn't enforce the illegal companies, so I don't know. It's not practical once again.
A regular-sized pickup
Legal-
truck. What does it cost?
I don't know. I don't know
An
now.
F-150?
Yes, they're electric F-150. There's
An F-150. Okay, so I know we're getting off the weeds here, but an F-150 can't pull the trailers that we're pulling.
No.
We have 3500s and trucks with diesel motors and 6.6 liter gas motors
Okay.
that have 500 horsepower. So So
Yeah, the
that is, from what we're trying to do, we're pulling around lawnmowers that you have 3 to 4 lawnmowers that are, 500 pounds a piece, with all the other stuff, and then you got, so there's.
I want to
There's a lot.
They're used for plowing snow too.
I would suggest that we just stick
Get
with,
back to you,
Yeah.
you need to give us more information.
just
on
stick
what
with
they're-
the leaf blowers. That's what we're looking to possibly regulate here. Maybe what Stan's talking about is good stuff. Whether it would be good for you guys or not, that's another story. So again, you guys have given us some good information that, we can look at, that we can make some wordage changes in this, something that we have to discuss. But again, we don't know where this is going to go with the council. The council might look at this and say, no, we're not ready for this. But if they do say they're ready for it, that's when you guys go and tell them exactly what you're
So
saying.
be in a meeting like this or a meeting in the.
It will be in the council chambers.
Comes to the official meeting,
It will be on the agenda, right?
I think we're good. I think we gave you our input.
No, it's been great. I really appreciate you guys showing up.
I'm not saying that any of us want to screw up the environment anymore, but we just have to be,
We're in
we just want to
transition.
be realistic on what's going to happen, that's all.
Absolutely. We understand that this is something that is change, cost, and who did that cost come from?
Right.
On you, on your clients and everything.
Well, yeah, because, so you're talking about costs and stuff, and you go out and you're charging a residential person, $40, $50, $60 to, whatever it is to cut their grass, and now it's gotta go up to $120 because of the time and the new equipment that you purchased. And like Bruce is saying, someone that doesn't have a legitimate business in town can come and undercut you. So now we're trying to do the right thing, abide by all the laws, regulations, so we don't get fined, and we put out the expense, purchased what we needed to purchase to comply, and now we're getting undercut by someone who's not complying, and now there's no one out there to then enforce the rules that put in place, and now where are we? The people that are trying to do the right thing are sweeping, kind of.
Just to let you know-
Most
just
at
to
the
let you know,
homeowner associations, your fees will go, your
Yeah,
monthly
the-
fees will
No,
go
no,
up.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry, yeah.
The wording that we have now, as it's written now, very primary,
Yeah.
preliminary. It's based on complaints. If people complain, it's not like the police are going to be driving around and saying, "Oh, that guy's using a electric or a gas-powered leaf blower."
Right.
We have it specifically in here that that's not something, because the police do not want to be doing that.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Things-
I'm sure, yeah.
It's when somebody complains about it.
Yeah.
And they would then call the appropriate people, most likely the police department.
Yeah.
And then it'll be up to them to come out to look at enforcement, to do something like this, to do the enforcement. And that would be based on, if it's the people that don't have licenses to do what they're doing, maybe they're the ones that get called on more and get caught more.
Right.
And also, when they get caught, if the police go out there, I don't know how they work, but I used to be an investigator, an environmental investigator. When you go out there, you're asking different questions. And one thing you're going up to them and saying is, you're not supposed to be using this time of the day, this time of the year. You can't be using gas power. Also, can I see your license?
Right.
If they can't show you a license for what they're doing, that takes it to another level in the township.
Yeah.
I would think.
Which might be tough, because I think if you were to go out and contact one of my crews, could they provide that for you?
Provide what?
The license, what the information that you're talking about.
Don't you have the license number on your trucks?
Yeah.
We have DOT numbers.
DOTs.
There's multiple numbers.
Yeah, you got pesticide numbers.
HI's
and all that
home
stuff.
contractor license, we're supposed to, once again, police are aware of that, it's not enforced, right? So, but if that license is not applicable for lawn maintenance. But I can just state this, and what you're saying, sir, once again, about practicality, It is in the Title 39 book that if you're using a vehicle for commercial purposes and it's noticed to be every week at a particular property for running a business, the police can summons that vehicle for being used as a non-commercial vehicle. And just so you know, that does not happen. So we go back to being practical. Once again, my word is practical for all of this. We're going to try and enforce something when they can't even enforce proper registration because the police don't have time nor want to be bothered. And that's why my word is practicality. Let's be practical with this, please.
Sure. You know, at Canal Walk, where I am.
Yeah.
We have these PMRs. You have to, if you have a vendor coming in, you gotta have an insurance and you gotta have a license.
Yeah.
I just did one, you know. We talk about, I'm on the covenants committee also at Canal Walk. And so that's why all of our vendors, I mean, you know what we got 6 miles of streets.
Yeah.
Small
No,
towns.
it's gonna be tough. You know, change, like you said, change is
I didn't ask
good
for
and
it,
bad.
but it's thrust upon you, and now how do we deal with it? We've
Right.
got to work together
Yeah.
and be reasonable.
And the other thing that we're suggesting in here, when we make our suggestion to the council, is that we're not gonna say, okay, when you pass this, it starts the next day.
Yeah.
We're suggesting that this might start 6 months, 9 months, a year from now. You know, let everybody know about it so you can become prepared for it. You know, we want to make it fair to the landscapers to do it properly. So that's part of what we have written in here now also.
Yeah.
We're very glad you guys came.
Yes, thank you for your input.
How old do you replace a blower? A life,
If you take care of it, they can last anywhere 3 to 4 years.
I get longer.
I was thinking of having a further grace period before it goes into effect, so that to some extent at least, they would just be having natural replacement, supposed to be
Yeah.
natural replacement of blowers.
Be phased
Well,
in.
like,
One comes-
So something like that, so say you have five blowers in your trailer and you need to could be compliant with, you gotta have 20% of your blower fleet to be complied with, you know, maybe that as a ramp up, but, you know, when we're not working in town here, cause, you know, we work all over the state, you know, then we, unfortunately, it's double the cost, cause now we have to have the regular and the other blowers, you know, so it's like, okay, and now I don't have enough room to store all this stuff in a 20-foot
I
trailer.
did just see an infomercial on cable, I think today, and I don't remember. It was a blower. Oh, only 2.5 pounds. Oh, the regular blower only blows at 2-3 miles an hour. This one blows at 25 miles an hour. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep your eye open for, of course, it's probably residential, not commercial, but stuff is happening all the time.
Well, I don't know, it's just, it's logistically for us, obviously,
Yes.
it would be
We're going to be
a hurdle.
transitioning, yeah.
Absolutely,
You know,
we
and
understand.
then kind of go from there. Sure.
Let's just keep in touch.
Yeah.
Oh, you have our email.
That's why we did it.
All right, maybe, that's okay. All
All right, we're good?
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
thank you so much.
appreciate it, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Take care.
If you guys don't mind just writing down your names, okay, perfect. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too. Thanks for coming.
There are new laws, new regulations.
So, do we have to talk about next steps, Arnie, for this? Is there anything we need to do, or?
You know, I don't think it's something we have to talk about right this moment, but they gave us a couple of ideas. I mean, I can put some thoughts down, and
Okay.
anybody that wants to put some thoughts down and send them, you know, individually to
Okay.
me, not copying the group. You know, Ted had an idea. There was the idea about, you know, commercial property, you know, how many feet away and stuff like that we might want to incorporate into this. And then we can look at what we come up with at the next meeting.
Okay.
That would be my thought.
One of them mentioned that the hours are actually pretty generous.
I think they are also.
So, you know.
And I think they're very generous.
So I think if anything, it's just a message that start replacing, start thinking about it.
That's what the session was, exactly.
Because, they can just make a trial, buy one and see how it works. It's, they're concerned, I thought that people are concerned that water and electricity doesn't mix. Now they say that gasoline and electricity doesn't mix.
And I don't think anybody, this is just my opinion, I don't think any of them are gonna buy battery operated
Not today.
blowers until they are told they have to.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do it as a test, they're gonna do it when they're told they have to.
Unfortunately, and they are also victims of the political propaganda here, yeah, so.
I would think that recharging a battery during the workday would not be a very practical thing to do. Better if a battery will last, let's say, 6 hours of an 8-hour day or something like that, depending on how heavily it's used, have two batteries.
Yes, a backup.
And then you charge both of them overnight.
And I have a weed whacker, battery operated. It lasts me about 45 minutes, the battery. Yeah, so I'm sure there are probably stronger batteries than that, but it's the battery that came with the piece of equipment that I had. So even if they last 2 hours, I don't think you're going to get batteries that are lasting 4, 6, or 8 hours. That's from what I've seen.
I just we've seen industrial grade, because what we are talking about is the residential, and they went with price and practicality to the point that it just doesn't make sense to stay with gas, right? What they are talking about is the industrial grade, and you cannot have multiple batteries of the size that we have. So those that I have seen, they have a backpack, okay, and the battery is actually in the backpack, and it's not small device that really blows lots of air, and I don't remember how many hours it lasts, but I suppose that they may still need, if they want to do 8 hours a day, they still may need have another backup battery. But when I was referring to this trailer, and it sounds maybe sci-fi for them, but it can be even done as a retrofit. I don't think it's too expensive, because solar panels are relatively cheap. You put it on the trailer, and you will have another set of batteries, those cheap LFP batteries that will be the primary storage when sun is shining. And then when you run out of charge, bring it to the trailer, you plug it there, regardless of whether the sun is shining or not, because you cannot depend on whether momentarily the sun is shining, but your storage battery is charged to the other one, right? And it can be sized in such a way that you just need 2 batteries, those that are in your backpack. And before you run out of the second one, the first one will be charged.
It would be great if you could find out, if you could get some specifications on batteries, these blowers. If you can find some that last 4 or 8 hours, I'd be interested in hearing that.
I think what I'm talking about more about prototyping, because I have.
Depends on how much of the time they're being used. It's like, say, I have a electric power saw. Well, I go out and cut logs. It's probably 1/10 of the time that I'm out there, I'm actually using the battery.
Right.
So I would hope that they would talk to landscapers working in Princeton with the Princeton requirements, or any other town that has requirements, and find out how difficult or undifficult it is to adapt. But that's,
Call them.
they don't want to do that. They'll probably, if it gets to a council discussion, they'll probably stand up and give all of their objections, and council will back down.
That's why I'm saying we don't know what's going to happen once that happens, once it gets to that point, if it gets to that point, if they accept what it is that we're looking to do. We don't know where it's gonna go from there. All we can do is what we think is the right thing to do, the appropriate thing to do. And then after what we do, we feel good about it, it's out of our hands, then it's up to the council to do, and hopefully they do what we're recommending. But they will hear from these people.
Arnold, we already almost 8 o'clock. We got
I
five.
was just responding to Ted. I'm done.
That's what we got 5 site plans.
I do have to leave at 8:15, so I won't.
That's the
You'll
other.
have to leave before we do site plans.
No.
Site plans are next.
Easy.
Shall we take a photo now since we are kind of?
No, Easy has to leave at 8:15 and we have like 5 site plans.
You want to take a site picture before easy?
Shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
We can do it
Yeah,
now, and I can
everybody-
talk right away.
Do we have everyone?
Relatively. Yeah.
This is the most we're ever gonna get at any
Yeah.
meeting.
All right, well, quick. It's gotta be super quick because he's gotta go, so.
Where do you want to do it, Stan?
Do you want to use your phone or my phone?
I'll take it of you guys.
Stan, you want to have people sitting here and people standing?
Here,
I would
I'll
rather
yours.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's stand up here.
Stand here, sit here, and people standing behind those people.
Yeah, Stan, yeah, you stay where you are. Paul, you go sit there in that chair next to Stan.
And then we go
Have
behind.
the taller people standing in the back,
Yes.
and the other people sitting.
Paul, sit, Stan, but you stay seated.
You said it.
I'm comfortable standing, you know.
Well, you're tall.
Yeah.
Just looks
I didn't put.
Also, it's a matter
What? You look
of to the
good.
seniority, so.
Well, in that case, I should be
Put the right chair.
You sit
Yeah,
The chair has to sit.
How do you think I am?
Stay, there you
The
go.
chair, and then we
You're meant to.
No, I'm gonna take the picture.
You're not in the picture?
No, I'm not on I'm just the staff person. I'm good. Here, you sit down, sit. Go ahead.
Okay.
keep check.
Shall we shift then so that we are aligned? Oh, he's coming.
He's coming in.
Red.
All right.
Discovered I liked red.
I'm good. Okay, let me zoom.
Did it lock?
Good. Do you mind just moving that chair out of the way? Ted, it's like right in the picture. Okay,
Red.
perfect. That's good.
Place.
Excellent. All right, that's good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I'll take another. Let me zoom out a smidge. Hold on. I think these are all good. Let me do one like this.
You like?
Where are these pictures
Yeah,
going?
having fun.
Just don't make identical pictures.
Well, they're going to be pretty identical, so you edit them.
And nobody's holding
Okay,
their fingers
there's a
behind my
bunch of
head, are
pictures. I think they all look good. I think they look great.
Okay.
Stan, give it a quick look.
We're in the yearbook now.
Oh, my goodness.
Like in school.
Yes, we'll find something.
I think they look good. Awesome. All right, we're gonna let EZ do his. He's got to go.
Right.
And he has. Did you get a chance to look at done or no?
Talk a little bit about audit,
Okay.
but let's talk about that.
All right. First up, I have is Islamic Circle of North America.
Can you just go down to a little bit? So this is a property on Hamilton Street, my red notes on top.
Oh, you're ready
I just
now.
want to see what I wrote.
Oh, I have the map. Let me just show them this. Okay, here's the property. Okay, this is Hamilton. This is Veronica, just so you can acclimate yourself. Veronica, Hamilton, and this is the property.
And over there is Miss Peterson.
Yes. Are you on your notes, Easy?
Yeah, can you just go back? I think this is not like technically environmental, it's zoning, I believe. Can you go down to the map? Right, there's an image at the bottom. So this is the existing, there are 2 floors in that building, in the Islamic Center. They have an office. Can you get it a little down? So they have an office space here. Put it a little down.
How's that?
Down.
That's up.
Up.
The other down.
Yeah, definitely. So they have an office space here, which is currently being used, but they want to convert the office space into a prayer space, a prayer worship place. So 3/4 of the place will be
there?
Yeah, this office space. Can you move around?
Next to the gas station.
You want to go down?
Yeah, go down. So that's what they're converting into an office space. And then on floor 2, can you go down, scroll down, please? Oh, where is the second image on? Floor 2 has 2 conference room with a wall. They want to break in the wall and put a sort of a folding unit so that they can use the whole area. That's all they're asking for. Nothing to do with environmental, but
That wasn't a load-bearing wall
No.
that they're getting rid of,
No.
yeah.
No outside effects.
nothing.
Are they inherently above impervious or
The property?
the property?
I check that.
Because maybe they highlighted it even though it's not changing outside, but
I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But because other than that, we have.
There's nothing to say about it for that particular property.
Yeah, there's no additional square footage or anything proposed.
All I've told them in my comments at the end, Tara, if you could go scroll right down, just told them to be mindful about the type of, wood they're using, the paints they're using, just try to be eco-friendly in the lighting, all of that, that's all.
Got it.
That's what I'd say.
Does it change the number of parking spaces they'll need?
So they have justified parking spaces over there, and in one of their comments they say that if at any given point there is an inflow of people coming to use a press space, they can use the adjacent lot next to it or cross it, something like that. Yeah, people can use that lot which is available. Yeah, for an overflow. They don't expect it, but in case it happens, they've justified it. Yeah. That was one, and then the second one's Veronica Avenue.
Second one, this is 45 Veronica Avenue, and this is called Dream, what is it called? Dream on Me.
One project, something.
Dream on Me Industries. This is, so just where you go, so this is Veronica, again, just to acclimate yourself, this road here is Veronica. This is the property. Yep, this is Route 27.
It's mostly seen from Bennett, am I right?
Yes.
The visibility of
The car wash.
the visibility is poor in terms of you can't have access to Veronica, and what they're asking for are signages, more number of signages, bigger in size than the actual variant. So they're asking for a variant because they are much bigger in size. And what are they asking? They're asking for 5 things. They're asking for a logo, which is usually not allowed, but they're asking for a logo because of the visibility issues from Veronica. People will not be able to notice their business. So that's all they're asking. Signage areas to be larger, logo, 3 totaling signs, wall-mounted signs, and directional signs, like 14 of them.
Are they illuminated?
None of them illuminated.
Not illuminated.
None of them.
Veronica is already crazy enough.
Huh?
Veronica is already crazy enough.
Yeah.
I think the entrance is opposite to the LG, no?
Yes. So if you look at that, that's what they're asking for. This is their design. Yeah.
I'm going to retract their application altogether, but.
All right. So, and then the last one is, Odin Dunn came in as a resubmittal, but it just
Yeah.
got to Easy today, so.
I know. So just to remind everybody, ordinance is free on
Wednesday.
And it's up on Wednesday, yep.
Middlebush. Oh, sorry, it's on Cedar Grove, right? Ordinance Cedar Grove.
Cedar
This
Grove.
new area, they're building 14 single-unit houses, and they were asking for variances on a particular property lot on the extremities.
That's the one we talked about before, where they wanted them spread out and the town wants to cluster.
Yes, they were clustered. We were suggesting to reduce one of the single units rather than 14, make it 13, just to spread them out. But they're asking for a variance in the extremity property lot. I think the total permitted frontage was 200, and they're asking for 130 and 140 for each of those units. So that's the variance. But what I'm surprised of that review, right? The trees, the tree plan doesn't match to the second submission. This is the third submission.
It doesn't.
Does not match. Those numbers don't add up to me. Yeah.
That is
Don't
accurate.
add up.
So in this submission though, did you notice, I know you didn't get a lot of time to review, but did you
So I
notice?
did notice the new submission for the trees. It does not match to the second one. It actually reverts back to the first one.
Okay.
So we had asked him to increase the number of trees. I think they were cutting down some 1,000 trees, something like that, right?
Here's the
Over
last,
2,000.
here's what we did, so it said as part, the applicant has significantly reduced the number of trees on site to be removed. So it went from 2436 originally in the first submission, then they were gonna only remove 2184. Then the next proposal required 2,074 trees to be planted, and the applicant was gonna post 1,100 roughly on site. So you're saying this new submission reverts back to the 2,400 being removed?
I think they plan not to remove 345 trees, something like that.
Oh, God. Okay, so we're against that.
Yeah.
More.
You want to remove more?
The other comment we had last
There's a
time,
lot of discussion about trees at the planning board. We tried to persuade them to cluster, to leave that very back end undisturbed and put the houses on smaller lots. And they didn't want to do that.
did they mention anything about native vegetation?
Yeah, they give a complete description about that, so all that is good on that.
And what about we also recommended the solar panels on the roof or minimum make-ready solar. Did you see
I
anything
didn't read
about
that, I didn't get a chance to read, I just
Okay.
went to two of the sections which I was interested
Got
in.
it.
There's no law, they're not a warehouse, so.
No, but we had recommended
Oh,
that
yes,
they
I
look
remember,
at.
yeah.
That's the reason why we said they should keep planting more trees, because of the,
Ted, when you speak to them at the planning board, they're aware of how much it would cost per tree for them to pay into the tree fund if they're not able to plant them?
Oh, I'm sure they're aware of it, but yeah, we can reiterate it. I mean, it would be, let me
It's
see.
been in force for a
And more
number of
money.
years.
And it's still only $300 a tree, and that's been,
I think it went up, no?
it was $30 a tree for 10 years. It's supposed to change it every year.
Mhm.
Then they finally changed it after 10 years, and now 3 years later, they still haven't changed it again, so Shade Tree is going back and forth to get them to raise it again.
It would be $289,500 for them to meet their $289,000.
Sounds like lots of money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's probably a low amount based on, because it's only $300 a tree.
Since there were bigger lot sizes and fancier houses, it's probably,
nothing for them.
yeah, it's not a big number.
Running business?
14 houses, they could go for close to $1 million.
Price of doing business.
That's my concern.
Also, I thought they were going to agree to widen the space from the property line to where they would develop and plant more trees along the property lines. But that may have been what they reverted away from, probably. We shall see Wednesday night. I haven't looked at the revised plans yet. I'll have to. Oh.
It was listed when they
No.
counted.
I guess you'll see Wednesday night.
Going up with
All right, well, I think,
You still want me to take a look at it tomorrow? I may find some time tomorrow if you want me to.
if you can, if you see anything else, that's
I'll just send you an email.
yeah, it's gonna be, we only had those 3 comments last time, and the tree count has been like a problem, so we
No
can.
problem.
Yeah, so we can just re-forward the same comments, because yeah, that one's going before the planning board, so.
Okay.
Thank you, EZ.
which one was it?
You're good.
Okay, so,
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Can we do it?
on the recommendation,
Oh. Recommendation for,
based,
More trees.
just that
because
they should.
we ran through 3 applications and I didn't recall how did we, what were the previous ones?
The recommendations that EZ had up for the Dream on Me is that this is not a lit display, so the only basically he says no recommendations except for look at eco-friendly signage that have low VOC inks, can support businesses. That was it for the signage one. And then the Islamic Circle, that there's no additional square footage proposed. He said we can recommend, using LED lighting, installing recycling bins, but these are all things that they would do. We don't have any comments in terms of the development itself, because in both of these applications, there's no square footage proposed.
I thought that we will recommend to follow the law and not to make oversized signs. Because we had these requests before, because creates precedent.
Well, we approved one, I think, didn't we? Just that mural. Didn't we approve that a few weeks ago?
In
The planning board has
Yes.
ideally developed a long list of things that essentially the planning board might recommend to council for changes in the zoning ordinance. They're mostly relatively minor things. One of them was the question of, is a mural a sign? My recommendation is, it's a sign if it includes any wording. If it's just a painting, it's not.
Right, I agree.
That makes sense.
And another thing, I was thinking of bringing up to the landscapers, but I didn't, because I think I could figure out what their response would be. It's currently a landscaping business having its office, place of doing business, is not allowed in any zone in the township. So we're wondering whether we should allow it somewhere, somehow.
Right.
These guys would probably say, well, we have our headquarters. This would just enable small fly-by-night landscapers to have an office in the town.
Yeah.
So I didn't bring it up.
They're on Amwell Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been there for a
They're
while.
in, Brook is here in town.
Yeah. Well, they're not landscapers in the same sense. I know I had a request passed on to me as somebody was just renting some space back off Route 27 where they could park their trucks and so forth.
Oh, yes.
I saw that.
And the
Yeah.
zoning officer caught them.
That happens a lot, yes.
Now, my suggestion would be that we might allow it in certain residential zones if they have access from Route 27 or Route 518.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Certainly down 27 is not going to,
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
but that's,
I hear ya. Can we move on? Do we want to move on to polls?
Yeah, I'm
Is
ready.
that good? Are you guys okay?
This is a application from Public Service. They have a substation on Bennett's Lane near Dalmer, and they want to knock that down and build a new one, which will have more capacity, more oomph, you might say. They want
Bennett's Lane, you said.
Bennett's Lane and Dalmer. They want to take down the lattice tower that they have and put a monopole up. The whole thing, the building is only, the new building is only 1,500 square feet. I mean, the one they want to replace is 1,400 square feet, so it's no big deal. And most of the surrounding area is crushed rock. The only paved areas are the driveway in and out. This is an unmanned facility. There's nobody there during the day. Occasionally, somebody will come and do some service work, but so the whole impervious surface is like 25%. It's not even near anything.
Is it the facility next to Middlebush Farm?
I think so. Yeah, it's off Middle, yeah,
Not that way.
across from Middlebush, yeah. Yeah, and so I went through it.
With the previous application.
No, it's 8802-7101, right?
It says 84.03.
Why does it keep doing that?
8403 lots 1 and 2.02 and 2.10, 3 lots.
All right, give me 1 sec to get there.
The total area is 8 acres, 8.2 acres, but they're only going to use, and they're going to use 15.6% of it is the building. So the rest is pervious. It's all gravel, except for the driveways. They need more capacity. And I don't understand all the language, but the breaker is going up from 13 kVA to 69 kV. And they are going to have a bioretention basin, which they don't have at this point from what I gather.
That's right.
So that's for the stormwater management. Building has less than 2,000 square feet, so there's really no regulations that say what you can do and what you can't.
Got it.
The one area that they need a variance is because the monopole is above a certain height.
it's a height
The
variance.
building will be, oh, that's not, you could put solar on it, but it's not gonna do anything. Impervious coverage goes from 2.54 acres to, they add 0.11 acres out of the 8, so you talk about less than 25%, basically, of impervious coverage. And there's only inside lighting, there's no lighting on the outside. They're planting a lot more trees than they had before. They're gonna take some down, but they're gonna do, I forget the whole number, but it was significantly more. And also they're adding some shrubs, which they didn't have before. But they're adding a lot of trees.
So there's no variance?
Yeah, there's a C variance, because they're changing, there's a C and a D variance. I wrote it down, it's on the first page.
Oh, yeah, you have the D variance, that's the use variance because of the conditional use, the height requirement.
Right.
It has to be less than 10 feet or 10% of maximum height, and they are, the monopole you said is
It doesn't really say how high it's.
height variance.
It's a height variance.
Then there is a,
There's a C1 variance.
It is near the high voltage line,
I think so.
and
That's
it will not go over that anyway.
No. So,
one new monopole and demolition of one A-frame structure. Yep, got it.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing to recommend that they do. They're adding more trees than they had before, in a big number. And, the monopole is gonna be less unsightly than the lattice tower.
So you have no recommendation?
No, I don't have any recommendations.
Anyone have any comments on that?
Is that substation serving the residential area or?
I wouldn't be, I mean, I don't understand all the voltage and radar sizes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Here's what it says. The Bennett Lane 230, 69, 13 kVA substation proposed improvements include demolition of the existing 13 kV feeder row and control rows and control house, installation of a 6-row kVA with switchgear will go to 12 instead of 6, and a new 69 kV breaker to expand the existing ring bus to a 7 breaker.
Got it.
All right, so if you can tell me what that is, I'll listen.
It says the upgrades to the station are being facilitated.
I'm a metallurgical engineer, I was
It
never.
says here, once installed, the proposed station upgrades will help satisfy the growing electric
That's what
energy
it is.
requirements in the
Yeah,
area, as
that's
well
what-
as offload the overloaded Sunnymead and Mount Rose substations.
Yeah, they need more capacity.
So, what I read recently is that because of the data centers,
That's possible.
the utilities, they have to scale up, but then they will pass the cost to all of us, not selectively to those who are adding the load.
Right. Well,
They are not specifying why.
they must have had approval already from the Public Utilities Commission
Yeah.
to do this before they come to us, because they've got all the plans drawn and everything,
Yeah.
so.
So, one quick thing, so it looks like, I'm looking at this compliance statement they put together, which a lot of people don't, which is great. So the variances, the C variances, is for corner lot minimum frontage, so 400 is required, they have 136.16.
Well, that's the line of sight, it's not
The
changing.
it's not there, yeah.
Right, it's,
Minimum front yard setback, 100 feet is required, and they have 51.8 feet is where the transmission lattice tower setback is, and the proposed one will be 38.5. So they don't meet the requirements for front yard setback. What else? Side yard setback, 75 feet is required. They have 49.1, but this one, the impervious coverage, so 40. The project is proposing to increase the impervious coverage from 40.5 to 40.9, so they're going up by 0.4,
It's a
yeah.
rounding error.
Yep,
but it's,
and that's
Yeah.
The monopole is gonna be 161.4 feet. The A-frame will be 76.2 feet, and the height of the existing lightning mast is 61.7 feet. So basically what they're saying is there's an existing nonconformity. There's already a lightning mast there that's 61.7 feet, and they're proposing this monopole of 161.4 feet. So even though it's tall, there's already an existing nonconformity.
Yes.
What is monopole for?
That's, well, they're replacing the lattice tower. So it must be that's the, either it's microwave or something.
They could as well put a wind turbine on top of it.
They could.
Are we good on this one, or?
It's for the whole essence is public good.
That's what I'm saying, put wind turbine on top of it.
I know where they could get one.
All right, and then
What was the fifth one?
the one I have is, let me see, I kind of have it up here. Iglesia Cristiana Refugio. This is at 680 Easton Avenue, and they are not looking to propose any new square footage either. What they need is a use variance because they want to use the existing residential structure as a house of worship. So the interior work will include reconfiguration. The existing parking area is going to be milled and repaved, which will ultimately provide 23 parking spaces, including 2 handicapped. So they're not increasing the footprint at all. What they are doing is basically reconfiguring and repaving. They do not meet the minimum setback and buffering requirements established by the conditional use. So 15-foot wide of heavily landscaped buffer is required in this zone, and they basically don't have any. And minimum of 25-foot setback from adjoining properties and 50 feet from the roadway center lines required. They only have 20 feet from Girard Avenue and 22.4 from Easton Ave. So they're just under the setback requirement for Girard, and they're about half of the way from Easton Ave. Because they're not proposing any new footprint, any new construction, it's really all interior work. And no tree removal is proposed. My comment is the buffering, that should not be approved by the zoning board for the variance. They should be required to meet the buffering requirement, especially on the Girard side, especially because it calls for heavily landscaped buffering. So they can do that. They can put in buffering. If the compromise is that they don't have to put buffering along Easton Ave, it should at least be along the Girard side, I think. Also pervious pavement for the parking area that since they're gonna be remilling it anyway, why not try to use pervious pavement? There's no anti-idling signage there right now, but if it's gonna be a house of worship, there should be some anti-idling signage. And then I said a bike storage, and we can recommend solar panels on the roof. I don't know if they'll go for it, but.
It's a good list.
Yeah.
Are they a subject for the charging station?
So that I don't know, and that is a question that I have on here. They're considered institutional if they get the use variance, because they're changing over to a house of worship.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would be subject to it. However, that only is if they get the use variance. If they don't get the use variance and they still propose something along these lines, that's not for a house of worship, like say a commercial use, they would be required. So that they're gonna have to, it's basically gonna have to see if they get the use variance, then I think they don't need
to have the charging unless they have a.
I don't think so, but I have that as a question to ask Mark Healy. I thought that they are not required, but I have to double check on that. We can recommend it, yeah. We can recommend it. I can add it to the list, EV charging station, and then they can,
You always put it, yeah.
This is house of worship. This is a bit of something for community.
right.
And the charging station is carrying that message.
Yeah, we can recommend that. I added it.
Now, it is heavily residential area. Right? Girard.
The sign that's on Easton, is not super residential, but yes, there is residential around.
Oh, it is on the side.
I'll show you where it is.
The river?
Hang on one second, I'm gonna pull up the map.
traffic in Eastern.
It doesn't go across.
No, it's on the riverside, residential, I'm saying. The Gerard side's residential, I'm saying, but the Easton Ave side is really not, yeah.
But it's on the corner or somewhere?
It's this one.
Isn't that a pre-existing?
It's pre-existing, yeah, it's like public service. The stuff is there.
I'm talking about
How
the
far is it from the intersection with?
The side?
sign, are you talking about the billboard?
No. About, this is, they wanna change this existing residence into a house of worship.
And Brick, that's the one that is in the little corner in Brick.
Brick? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure.
Abandoned. I have seen that abandoned when I go to.
Here's Gerard, right here, and here's Hillcrest, and this is Easton.
So where's the plot?
It's these lots right here. I just highlighted one, but it's these.
I think it's the lane goes like up in this direction.
Okay.
And somewhere in Hillcrest is top.
So they're not proposing any new, now, I think the buffering should be on this side, the 15-foot wide buffer. We can say that we think you should also have it along Easton Ave, but I don't know if that's really
Well,
that.
where's the driveway on Easton?
We don't,
How do you get cars in there?
The driveway's off of Gerard.
Oh, it's on the side.
Yeah.
we don't advocate for the environment.
Imagine the traffic.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be the entrance, okay.
Okay, so just say no to the buffering. We recommend no to the buffering, and I won't specify.
I would recommend it.
I did, I put it in there.
I mean,
And we can recommend the other stuff I said too.
Kara, do we only recommend rooftop solar panels? I know I've seen on Rutgers, on Livingston, and I think on Bush, where there were parking lots and solar panels on top of parking.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
If you don't want to penetrate a roof, if a roof is,
We could say that, for sure. We could say, or roof, parking lot canopy.
Isn't that interesting?
depending how.
Do they have a roof? Do they have a covered garage or covered parking?
It won't be covered parking, no. It'll just be an open parking lot, yep.
Covered parking if the solar panels.
And they're all over Rutgers.
Yeah, well, we have
No.
a school,
Every
Great.
time I go there, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I agree.
with
So,
Next Tuesday.
solar
Oh, okay.
cells over the parking lot. In
Yeah,
fact, I
right.
think we gave them
Control the
water
council.
for it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Every,
What council?
the image that I'm seeing is true, then there are lots of trees on the property southwest from that. And it can cast shade on the canopy, but it may not cast shade on the building. The building has a good roof orientation,
Yeah,
compatible with solar. So
okay.
I think, well, they could still have a solar canopy on this side, but
Yeah.
not on this side because of
Yeah.
the trees.
Got it. That makes sense.
I would still go ahead and make that proposal just to make them think.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
Okay.
and I think that is it.
That's it for the, so now we're into new business.
No, wait a minute.
What?
5, yeah.
I had one.
Oh, shoot, I'm sorry, Ted. Oh, no. Ted, where the heck are
You
you?
had 6.
Oh, you had Somerset County. I'm sorry.
You had 6, not 5.
I had 6 now. I forgot on the county one
That was
because
tough.
he'll explain why, because I
Okay.
kind of like wrote it
This is
off.
Basically, Mark Knowlton, and I think of him as young Mark Knowlton because I knew his parents who eventually moved away and left the house to him. And he's proposing to sell a large part of the property, I forget how many acres, to the county as open space. And it's next to county open space. Also fronts on Old Georgetown Road. And I think it.
Here, this is Canal
requires
Road
a
and
minor
Canal.
variance for,
And this is Old Georgetown.
The
Frontage
existing
on-
county space is where?
The existing county open space, Ted, is this one?
Or the one on?
Hold on, I'll put it on. Give me 1 second. Bear with me for a sec here, I'll put it on.
Anyway, considering that no construction is involved. In fact, this will prevent any further construction. See, he's.
This is his property, this oddly shaped one? Yep.
Yeah. That box
county
off
open
on Old
space.
Georgetown Road was for a house that was built for her
304 would be,
sister and her husband.
This is the county property, this is county property here, and this is county property.
yeah.
Yep, and this is the DNR Canal State Park, and this is the canal.
Where is the property?
This is the property, this oddly shaped one right here.
Can that be?
Well, there's a fairly small county property on the south side of
So they want to preserve
Next
this,
to it is me.
they want to preserve this property, right, Ted? That's the main thing. So the they're requesting to do a subdivision so that the
Yeah.
county can preserve a portion of the property, and that's it. There's no development proposed, it's just a subdivision. I can tell you how many, does anyone want to know how many acres it is, or? Was it a planning one or zoning?
So only section be passed to the county or the whole thing?
Just a portion would go to the county as open space, that's why the subdivision's ahead of us. Yep, it's this
So
one.
What the county would be getting is entirely undeveloped. There's the house is old, and some buildings near the house. Yeah, you can see that lower left corner
This here,
cut out. That is what he'd be retaining.
this is what he would subdivide out, and then this very now oddly shaped piece would go to the county. Which is okay. So it's proposed, okay, let's see if I can see this. So it would be 23.9 acres would be going to the county. And then that leaves, he would be taking off 9.015 acres.
So the lot will be surrounded by public land then, right?
Yeah. For the most part.
Well,
I mean,
there's
this
a house
isn't,
on the
yeah.
property just to the south of it.
Yeah.
And there's a house on that one that's sort of cut in to the right. That was built for his sister, her husband. They were trying to adopt a child. The adoption failed. The marriage broke up. It's now our resident Trump fanciers.
So you have no comment, right, Ted? No comment? Okay.
Yeah.
No comment, because this is basically a subdivision that will allow the county to preserve 29 acres of open space.
We approve of it.
Maybe we applaud or?
We applaud. We approve and we applaud. Yes, that's our comment. Applause. Thank
Okay.
you. All right, that is that.
Okay. So, we did the leaf blower ordinance already.
Yes.
Grant opportunity from Anjec, that was something that I think I sent you.
Yes. So Anjec sent out their 2026 open space stewardship grants for environmental commission. So this comes out every year. It's a $1,500 grant that can support projects that advance local open space stewardship or help raise the profile of environmental commission in the community through publicity and public participation or collaboration with local groups. The new round includes the possibility for projects completed on or near remediated sites. Let's see. So we have applied for this in the past, I think a long time ago. Eligible project locations, municipal or other parcels that are preserved open space. So this has to be done on municipally owned properties already or preserved open space. You can use the grant for materials, speakers, professional services, printing, mailing, advertising. $150 can be used toward food. You can't use the grant for travel or labor by local volunteers, officials, or municipal staff. The application for this is due April 13th, and they would let us know by May 15th if we got the grant. The grant period is 1 year, and we just have to submit a final report and photos showing what we've done. And up on the screen is a list of suitable projects. So these are examples: pollinator gardens, trail building, maps, open space trails assessment, conservation easement inventory, habitat enhancement, management of invasive species, educational stormwater management projects on preserved public open space. So I don't know if we have a project that's like at the ready right now that we can apply for. We can think about it for the next.
One thing I can think of, there was supposed to be a pollinator garden at Negri Napodi.
Yes.
And then Public Works mowed it all down.
Yes.
So it needs restoration. Chuck Martin was going to restore it, but they've gone to California.
Yeah. That is definitely one thing we can do. Can we do it for $1,500?
How much pollinator garden do you want?
I know, that's true. I mean, we can
People willing to
apply.
work on it.
We have people willing, do we have people still willing to work on it? Do we still have people, do you think, willing to work on it?
I don't know.
That's like odd.
Volunteers, maybe some volunteers working on it, I don't know.
I mean, that's one option.
I mean, it would
We
not
could
be
put out a
volunteer
call for
because
volunteers and we'll probably get a couple.
Yeah.
we could pay the volunteers, so it would be not volunteer.
Yeah. Or, actually, I just had another idea. Not that's not a bad idea at all, but I know the Trails Committee wanted to work on that. Educational stormwater management project. We thought about doing something, I don't know if this would be a stormwater management practice. Let me back up for a minute. We thought about doing something over by the rec center, by where the in the back of the rec center, there's like an open space area for the seniors to use, and it has just like benches, and there's some roots and it gets very like muddy. There's not a lot of tree canopy there, but I don't know if that falls into this actually. I don't know.
Like a rain garden or something?
Well, basically, we were looking to make it just more suitable for the seniors to use. They don't like sitting out there because it gets hot. The benches really are not good for them. It doesn't work. There's a lot of tree roots sticking up. So, like, if you have mobility issues, it's very hard to use that space. So we had thought about revamping that, but I don't think that this grant would go with that. So that wouldn't work. We did have an idea by the senior center as well to do a rain garden. But the biggest thing we encountered was the maintenance, was who's going to maintain it, and will the seniors maintain it, and is there clubs? So that was really kind of what put the kibosh on that. I don't know.
Rain garden is maintenance free, probably I would say.
No, it still needs to be weeded, which isn't a big deal, but, you know.
Then you have to get DVW involved.
Yes. Yes. Well, let's see. It's due April 13th. What I would recommend is everyone maybe think about it, and at the next meeting, our next meeting is
This is second.
16th. The 16th. By the 16th, if we can't come up with a project, we can apply next year. We don't have to apply for this grant. I don't want to apply and then have to invent a project just because it takes so much work, you know, like.
For you and for us, what related to water, that's what you want, related to stormwater management.
Well, that's my initial gut feeling, but it's really whatever everybody thinks will work, you know, like what's doable.
Is it doable to have it in partnership with Board of Ed and have high school kids working on it?
Thinking about that, have students.
Potentially.
The environmental club can help.
Yeah, potentially. We could do that. We could, maybe there's something at the high school now, well, yeah.
That wet corner of Naaman Williams Park, anything we could do there?
Oh, yes, so there is projects that were recommended for there. That might be something. We could look at our green infrastructure strategy. Maybe the students
Which
could
corner?
Naaman Williams Park, there's a corner up by,
Down by the parking lot at the
what's that road?
Matilda Avenue.
Fuller?
Matilda.
Matilda, okay, so this is the section with the playground which gets
Yes,
flooded.
yes,
But there's an area there that tends to hold water.
there is. And we actually did think about doing like a little rain garden there or something. That is a good idea. Tree planting, we did think about doing tree planting there too. Yeah, and that is a green infrastructure study.
What it could use is increased drainage over to that brook.
Yes.
that runs through the wooded section.
And we did look at that, but, so DPW did put in an under drain. That, but it's not high enough up by Matilda Ave, it's kind of more in that, in the area that's like across from, what is that, like on the opposite side of the baseball field, I guess. But yes, we do have some things in our green infrastructure study that could potentially work. That's a good idea.
Use that as a base.
Okay. Do you guys want to think about that for next time?
You got enough time.
Since we don't know, and the name is Marcus now.
I think, yeah, I think that at least we have kind of something to start off, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good way.
And then if the high school students can help, that would be great. We can spend $150 on food, so we can actually like get them there. We can.
Free food, that'll draw.
They can get probably credit from the teachers.
Oh God, absolutely.
Sure.
I just want to see real quick if I can get to this area. Give me
For community work, do they have to do community work?
recommendation.
Evaluation, right?
Yeah, this is it, yeah. There was an area by the baseball field, and that area gets very wet too, but that was gonna require like some turf kind of thing. Paved trail segment, spray ground, no, it's further down than that. We did the under drain, we did that.
Is the under drain, is that under the paved?
The new
path?
pavement, yes, when they paved it, they put the under drain in. This is the area, right, Ted? Is this the correct? There's the pool. Am I too far down still? Hold on, I think it might have been number 1. Yeah, this is the playground up here, and this is the area where it gets very wet in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh.
What is that that's shown there with those pink bars?
This was an idea to do a trench on either side with stone to kind of absorb water coming in here and then to catch it before it and filter it before it gets here, but that didn't make it before the path was done. So now it's kind of this here rain barrel. Okay, so we thought about potentially putting a rain barrel on the end of the existing gazebo that's there. Here's what you're talking about, this rain garden right here. This is the area that gets super wet right around the bend. So that's something they could work on.
So it will be drained towards the wooded area?
Well, this area here gets extremely, extremely soaking wet. It's like unbelievable. So we had thought maybe putting in a rain garden in this area to capture the water from here because the under drain went in here to kind of deal with the flooding on this side, which it has done.
But where would it continue from the rain garden? Or it would just...
Well, it would route into this area, this tree area.
Okay, so it would go
Yeah,
towards the wood.
yeah.
Okay.
That is something potentially they could work on. And we have it here. So maybe we think about that.
What we really need is somebody from Princeton Hydro to tell us what the best thing is to do.
Yes, yeah.
And if we have to pay them a couple $100 to do that, we'll have the money.
A couple hundred.
We would just make it advise that we have to have the funding to execute it.
Let me write this down. Grant for naming. Okay, let me look and see what, I just want to look and see exactly what we can use up. We have, yeah, we do have something we can do. Okay, I think that'll work. And it's due April 13th. Due for 13th. Okay. All right, we will work on that then.
Okay, good.
Rain garden, right?
Last time I was in the area, I went sort of into the woods and then came out on the other side and I found Vince Dominack looking at a building that was Leewood's sort of office.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to get them to take it down.
Oh, wow.
Vince is retiring, so the building will probably survive. It's an unused building now.
Okay.
So,
That's funny, yeah.
It was just sort of strange. I
Yeah,
come
you're
out
running
and
into him. What's he doing here?
the opening, there's Vince Dominack.
Right. That is interesting. thing.
He was probably as surprised as I
I'm
was.
sure.
What are you doing here? All right.
Well, you won't see him there anymore.
D is update of Franklin Township open space and recreation plan.
Did you skip C or do you not have, oh, okay, there's one more ahead, oh, here we go, close out of, I just want to say that I don't have an update on this close out of the residential energy efficiency campaign grant. We've met all of our criteria for the residential energy efficiency grant, so Sustainable Jersey sent me the report. I do need though to get, I think we have some money left in the $2,500 startup grant we got. So I put an email out. Our CFO is new. She's brand new, so she has a lot going on right now. As soon as I get a response from her about how much is in that grant, if it's nothing, then we'll just close it out. If there is money left in there, then we can use it to buy promotional materials before we go, like before it's over, so we can figure out what that could be.
Okay. Update on the open space and recreation plan.
So I'm working with Mark Healy and Stephen Dahl. He's the director, the superintendent of recreation. The township is going to update our open space and recreation plan. We're starting it this year. We are putting together a steering committee of multiple commissions, boards, committees to kind of oversee the work, which will be done by the three of us. And then, I'll be bringing it to you guys for feedback. And I want the environmental commission to be involved in it. Not in so much as like writing it or looking over open space properties, but because open space, one of our priorities is going to be protecting the tree canopy and protecting habitat for threatened and endangered species. I want the EC to be involved in that. So I'll be bringing it to you guys for updates and review, fairly often, like throughout the process. It's going to take some time. We have a steering committee that is in place, so Arnie is going to be on it. Right, so he can kind of represent us and also the Shade Tree Commission and the open space. You have all these different hats you're going to wear. Ted is on it. He's going to be from planning, but obviously he knows the EC as well. So we're in good shape.
I'm on open space as well.
You're on open space, yes. You're on the Open Space Advisory Committee. So I think we'll have some good stuff going on, but. We're just in the early phases, so it's going to be a process, but we're working on it.
Okay. So now we're up to item E.
Yes. So we still have a vacancy on the EC. We had submitted our recommendation a while back, and we haven't heard any. The council has not done anything. It hasn't accepted it.
So we have a new one.
So in the meantime, while we wait, another person has come forward as well that wants to be considered. So we'll look at the resume and we can send that in. And the council has 2 recommendations from us. So we don't have an answer to those. We still have a vacant seat.
So, do you have the
yes.
recommendation?
Hold. I think I saw. Okay. This is it. Basil, how do you say her name? You call her Kiki.
We call it
Kiki.
Yes.
Okay. So she's been a Somerset County resident for 20 years. She has a PhD in political science, a bachelor's in government and politics, and a master's in government and politics. She worked for the Department of Defense. She's a tenured professor at Northampton Community College. Let's see.
Community work, House Action Group, and I suppose within.
And the JFK Democratic Club.
And within the Canal Walk now.
Yeah.
She's in Canal Walk, but she's also been on that micro mobility or she was on the health thing.
Yeah. So again.
Pretty good, yeah.
And we can submit it. I know there's going to be a question about how much environmental background she has, but we can absolutely submit it. We should.
Why don't we submit it?
Who on the commission had official environmental background?
I did.
Right.
I was manager of environmental affairs for all the plants.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a background in environmental, is what Ted's saying. That's not required.
But Stan did. Walter worked for EPA. I mean, Marie you worked in food. It really is
I'm gonna scroll, look at the
that.
screen.
But with the government stuff that she's done as a professor, yeah, I think she qualifies.
Interesting.
That's an amazing resume, actually.
So should we forward this one as well, and then this one also will kind of maybe nudge the council to kind of give us the, to fill the vacancy,
Right,
because we've
right.
had a vacancy now for some time.
Yes.
To make a motion.
I make a motion that we forward this resume to the town council.
I second that.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, you've gone to the next one, I just gotta
And
write
for
this
your
on my to-do list.
information, I approached my usual suspects, maybe Khan again, and then I also approached Jim Pratt.
Jan backed away. Yeah. I talked to her and she said no.
With that, but yes.
But she talked to the family and she felt she had enough going on. So,
All right.
and I hadn't even thought of Kiki. She just volunteered. I didn't go after her or anything. It was, Then I looked at her resume and said, oh my God.
One of the first rule is that they have to be willing.
That was the point. And, it's funny, look, adds a fifth PhD to the council. I've only got 2 masters, that doesn't count. So, good. Okay, that takes care of that. Committee reports. When would the council, get this, the resume?
I'll send it tomorrow along with
Good.
my other,
Okay.
Can you remind me exactly what Kiki's last name is? I
Okay.
can never remember all of it.
It's right at the top. No, go back. Here it is. It's Anastasakos.
She's like Cher.
We call her Kiki. I mean, it's a great.
She's like Cher, we just call her Kiki. One name.
Anastasakos.
Anastasakos.
I like Greek names. It's a good practice.
Interesting.
Let me write it
It's
down.
not as bad as Capsocephalos.
yeah. All right, any committee reports or no?
Yeah, we do.
The 25th, from the Education Committee, I'm doing a presentation at the Thomas Edison.
As we did last year.
No, that's a different one.
This is a Thomas Edison
Or
Energy
different
Smart
school.
Charter School.
Different school.
Saturday. And then, that's one thing. The Thomas Edison, they have a fair, and I have to talk about it's a topic about sustainability. So I told them to send me the topics that the others are presenting, so I don't double dip, and that I'm also in alignment with the other ones. So, and then they told me 15 minutes. It's going to be outside. There's no technology, so it's going to be like a conversation with the students, very interactive. Then I received an email. Tara and Paul also were copied from Elizabeth Avenue, and they're asking. I didn't answer that. I'm sharing this now. They're asking the commission they want to know if the commission is going to table on Thursday, April 9th, April 23rd.
April 23rd.
And
Edison School?
Elizabeth Ave.
Elizabeth Avenue School.
That's the one we did.
That's the one we did. And
Third.
third. So this is the 23rd, and the 25th is. So I didn't answer that because I'm doing the Saturday one, and I did want to know if anybody else wants to.
So, this is what kind of event is it?
It's like a science fair. They have a science fair, and then they also have community groups, and everything is related to sustainability and STEM.
Which day is
A Thursday.
Thursday? And what hours?
You know what time it is? All right. It's a Thursday. I'm sure it's right after school or something.
It was from 6:30 until 8 o'clock.
Oh, it's in the evening.
It's an evening, yeah. And then they want, of course, they give us a table, and then again, the tablecloth, the banner, and all that.
We did answer and talk to some people. I mean, a lot of kids there, but in the evening, we're gonna get more adults than kids, I think.
Yes.
Do you want to do it, Maria? You think it's,
I'm doing Saturday.
you're doing Saturday, so so I guess what Maria's saying, like, is anyone willing to do that table on Thursday, April 23rd?
Because I'm thinking about the banner and
I have to go home and check my calendar. I don't think I'm
Right.
gonna.
All right, why don't you guys, Ellen and Stan, check your calendars. If you can do it, let Maria know by like tomorrow if you can, so she can let Elizabeth Ave know.
I can show you right now.
do you want me?
It's a busy time because it's Thursday and,
It's the day after Earth Day, yeah.
but it's not weekend. I know that weekend would be tough for me with the EV shows, although this year. So I work from office on Thursdays, but I think I can make it.
Okay.
Okay, if
All right, let Ellen look too.
If Ellen can do it, that's good. She can't, I could.
Okay, so you guys respond to Maria, and Maria, then you can let them know. Is that okay?
Never done quite that.
When you hear back.
That was interesting.
STEAM night, what's that? Yeah.
I mean,
Steam,
the kids
science,
aren't interested, but the
technology,
parents
Engineering,
engineering,
arts
arts and math.
Yeah, on that stuff. It's like getting kids, you know.
It's like, remember it was STEM,
They were
STEM
doing
education,
robotic
now it's
arts.
STEAM.
I know. So
STEAM
now it's
now, because they
STEAM.
include arts. Yeah,
It's an elementary school.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, first kindergarten.
Okay.
All right, so you guys let Maria know directly, and then we can,
Yeah,
okay,
And I
perfect.
will answer her.
And then you can answer her. Yep,
good,
cool.
okay. Good.
Then, I don't have anything, I'm gonna report about the trailer, right? I'm not gonna report about that.
Okay.
Committee reports, just did. Hot topics, anybody else have something they want to raise?
I don't think so.
There's a question about, what, a new liaison? Where is
We
that?
don't know yet. We haven't
How
heard.
does that happen?
The council named somebody.
Yeah.
No, we did talk to Councilman
Oh, our
Vassanello
liaison?
when he was here.
No, we do have, the liaison is the newly appointed
Oh, is that who it is?
person. I forget their name off the top of my head.
We have any-
Singh,
Oh, Singh.
Councilman Singh. That'll be our liaison,
Councilman.
yes.
Circulation list?
GH, right?
I frightened him by reciting some of the responsibilities that Ed had, that I'd had before that.
God, yeah,
That was cool.
oh, that is, yeah.
Okay. Don't deserve
So,
me.
annuals, that finishes our hot topics?
Yeah, I just,
Oh, Ellen has her hand up too.
yeah, I mean, I sent all of you an email because I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Manhattan. And she, because I mean, I always talk about, it's like Manhattan, New York, they're doing food waste composting. They have composting collection areas. It's like that blew me away. So I had to look it up and I sent it to all of you. So it's like we can look at that. I don't know if it could be a model for us, but I had no idea Manhattan was doing this.
Yeah, they've been doing it at least for a year.
Yeah, so it was like, whoa, blew me away. So I just thought I'd share.
Probably with the population density, even if 5% of the people do it, it's enough to
Yeah.
support a pickup system.
I mean, to look at their infrastructure, how they did it, you know, maybe it could help us, maybe not, but wow. Okay, I'm done.
Dan, you have something?
So, committee report. So, New Jersey Electric Vehicle Association had responder EV awareness in February in Somerville, and RideWise put together many first responders from the county. Among them were a couple of first responders from Franklin Park Fire Company and East Franklin Fire Department. Suppose this is our town, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess we need for Sustainable Jersey.
We need them what, to,
We get
I don't know
points?
how much they want to have it
Well,
covered.
we get points, but certain things have to be met in order to get the points. So it's like not just I think there's a certain number of people that have to attend, and we have to have their certificate of completion, which is easy enough to get. I have to look and see if it's like an annual requirement or not.
I was not aware that certificate is needed, but,
Well, for the points, for Sustainable Jersey.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
oh,
But
yes.
what you submit, and I would attest that they were there, for people.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that should be.
John House was on notice, and, so
Well,
he did.
you didn't go though, right?
Yeah, he know.
See, that's the thing, so we have to show, well, we can deal, let's get whoever went, we'll find out, we can get like a sign up sheet or certificate of completion, and then I'll look at the requirements, because sometimes, as Ted knows, with Sustainable Jersey, it's like, oh, if a person from the municipality went, but they weren't going with the municipality, they were going with their volunteer fire company, it won't count as towards the points, like they're very,
Okay.
but I think
Well,
we can
tried,
figure it
you
out. Oh,
know.
no, you tried, yeah, absolutely. But we'll still try. We will still try and
Yeah.
submit, yeah.
Franklin High School will have Green Fair again, and they invited us to participate.
When is that?
April 25th,
Oh my God.
Saturday,
April's popular.
It's gonna be-
11 to 3.
I remember went to that also.
Why would it be the other school?
Yeah.
Our point of contact is Ron Brundage and Imani Carter. So I think it's a great event. I don't know how.
The other school.
Oh,
Same day?
And that, yeah, the same day. The Thomas Edison. This is a date.
They gotta coordinate their calendar.
yeah, they should do
Yeah.
it together. Yeah. Okay. Another thing. So. But I received also notice from the EP that they have funding alert for medium heavy duty electric vehicles. Last year I proposed electric front loader. The company failed to respond to request for proposal. Now the company is really up. So, but if the township is interested in something, I would be more than happy to help to navigate. And also, Sustainable Jersey and Drive Green New Jersey, Drive Electric New Jersey, which is coalition led by New Jersey Clean Cities Coalition. They will have ride and drive experience for police electric, hybrid, and plug-in hybrid vehicles in the College of New Jersey on March 16th. So if our police department is interested, or Mocha, I think I copied him.
Yes, you did, yeah. I'll follow up with him on that.
And speaking of, okay, that's a stream cleanup.
You can go street cleanup. I think that's next.
Yeah,
Benny.
yes, I explored the message, and Thomas Edison High School, Jignesha responded.
Oh,
so,
good,
so
good.
she registered.
Awesome.
And Franklin High School will be joining us, just like they did last year.
Jignasha, she's the teacher at Thomas Edison Energy Smart, so I wonder if she's going to bring some students with her.
She's on notice and.
Good.
she will try-
Okay,
What's
good.
the date of that? That's the stream cleanup.
This
What-
now we're from the street cleanup.
That's
Yeah.
April 11th.
April 11th.
I send a notice to Manila. He didn't respond.
Okay.
Keep trying to promote. I'm working with Heather Fennick on this.
Oh, good, yeah.
And, at some point, I will ask DPW to give us some plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
Why don't you, Stan, can you send me a list of what you need, gloves, bags, whatever, and because I want to get it to them like ASAP, so that there's no delay. If you can send that to me and then I'll send it to DPW, that'll be great. And if you need extra stuff, like think, you know, if you do, and also if you want them to,
How the garbage?
yes, tell me like that too. So that would be great, because I can do it all in one thing.
Is it 1 mile, this one?
Series.
Series.
Series
run.
Series.
We could do every year mile run, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to have a
I get it.
rotation. Nothing else is in bad shape. Only these
Right.
two. Yes. We do not have anything about energy infrastructure per se.
So we've just talked about the annual spring cleanup.
I can just run through the next three things if
Sure,
you
go ahead.
are good
Yeah.
with it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
International Dark Sky Week. So because the landscapers came today, which was great, I'm happy they were here. I asked the representative from Dark Skies International, who's also the co-president of the Franklin Township Astronomy Club. I asked him to come next meeting because I figured it would have been a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to come to our next meeting and talk about Dark Skies Week, how we can work together. He also wants to talk about just amber lighting and light pollution in general.
Right.
So he's like a certified ambassador through Dark Skies. He came to talk to the Trails Advisory Committee last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess at this point, about working with the Trails Committee on Dark Skies as well, because his thought is maybe that we could arrange a hike and then also do something with light pollution so the Astronomy Club really wants to kind of start working with all different groups. So they will be here at our next meeting. But Dark Sky Week is April 13th to 20th, like April again. So hopefully we can figure something out. Not that we have to run an event, but we could always piggyback onto the Trails Advisory Committee's event, like we do with the Firefly, so something to that effect. Another quick thing. If we do have money left in our residential energy efficiency campaign, I checked with Sustainable Jersey. One thing we could use that money for is we could buy amber light bulbs and give them out during Dark Skies Week. That's something we could. We don't have to use our money for that, but that's one we are allowed to use it for things like that. So that's like one way we could participate in Dark Skies Week. That's pretty simple. And if we order those light bulbs, you'll have them for your tabling events that you're talking about.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
So maybe we can.
Just light bulbs?
Well, that's just one example. It could be, it's residential energy efficiency, so light bulbs is fine, or we have the night lights, for example, they gave us. Any promotional items
Yeah,
that
night
really
lights are good.
focus on that are good. But my thought is if we're promoting Dark Sky Week and we had money left, we could use the outdoor, give out outdoor amber light bulbs, which would be cool. Yeah.
Because it's just matching.
Yeah.
The indoor,
Yeah,
There's so many.
Amber doesn't work.
I
indoors,
agree.
yeah.
And they recommended, which I think is easy, would cost us hardly anything. They said you could print out a QR code that you put on the outside of the light bulb, and it can lead to our webpage that had about energy. So I thought that was a good idea, and it's something different. So if we have money left, I figured maybe we could do that.
How much money do we have left?
I don't know. I think we have some. The new chief financial officer is looking into it. I think we have money left. So I'm gonna look. I think we have a few $100s
At some
left.
point, we will also need to develop a budget for the next year, because
Yes.
July 1st is.
Well, no, so our budget, we submitted the budget hearings are coming up. We submitted our budget already for this upcoming year. Yeah, we do that at the end we do a calendar year. So we have to submit it by December, yep.
Okay.
Did we pay the Ancheck dues yet?
As soon as the funds are in, we will pay them, but the PO is out. So yes, once the PO is approved,
Right.
we're golden. Yep, that is in.
Okay. So we're almost.
Commissioner Emeritus, no update. Appointment of youth member to EC, no update.
Any other old business? None? Make a motion to open the floor to public comment.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any public comments from anybody?
Oh, you want to go home?
Motion to close the public comment period.
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.
Wasn't